Hey YouTube, it's not often that you see me on this end of the camera, but today I thought we'd have some coffee and sit down and talk about some of the things that go on in our family. Um, we've been having some very interesting discussions with Selena about her mom, and that's been sort of, natural and something that we know is going to happen, but as an adoptive parent, when kids start asking about their biological family, there's always a little part of you that gets a little bit insecure and maybe a little bit freaked out. And, you know, parents are human. Sometimes you're going to handle it great, sometimes you're going to make mistakes. And those conversations are not always easy to have. Selena's only ever known us as dads. When her mom had her as a baby, she was not able, she was taken into custody immediately because Selena's mom had already lost custody of her 7 other children at that point in time for drug use, abuse, neglect, all kinds of stuff. And she had lost any right to any children she could ever have in the future. So Selena actually, when her mom was pregnant, her mom was in a drug treatment facility so that she would stay clean during her pregnancy. And at the time that Selena was born, she was removed from her mom and she was put into foster care pretty much immediately after that. And about a year later, she came to live with us, which means she's only known us as her parents her entire life. Now, as she's gotten older, and she's 7 now, she's in school and she's seeing a lot of moms. And with that is coming, I think she's starting to create fantasies about her mom inside her head. And the other day, she brought us a very neat little piece of art that if we can find it, maybe we'll take a picture and put it in the video. But she came and said, "I'm going to give this to my mom when I meet her." And we knew she'd been thinking about it, but it kind of caught both Jay and I off guard. And we knew we had to have a talk with Selena about her mom, and how do we tackle this? Because her mom, even though Selena's making her up into being, uh, uh, you know, something out of Cinderella or Snow White, oh, those are bad mom examples. She's making her into being a fairy tale mom, but the reality of her mom is very different. And it's hard for us to know how much truth to give her because there's a part of us that wants to be her only parents. That's the selfish part of us. You want your kids just to look at you and not have that hunger inside, but they do, and it's natural and right that they do. And we've always believed in being as honest with our kids as possible about their story, that they can look at us and see we're two men, and they know two men can't have babies, so they know they've been adopted. They know somewhere out there they've got a dad and a mom. Daniel has memories of both of them, and they're not really great memories because he remembers the neglect and things that have happened. And when asked, Daniel will usually say he doesn't really think about them all that much. He doesn't really come to us with questions, and we've asked him, we've talked about him, we've engaged him on it, but he seems to be kind of content with our family as the way it is. Selena, not having ever known that, is starting to create some pictures in her own mind and her own heart. So we sat down and we had a really hard talk in which even now we're not really sure if we gave her too much truth, because it's, how do you tell a child that, your mom was in a gang, your father may have possibly been a John, you were put in the place you were because your mom couldn't give up drugs, she couldn't give up the gangs, she couldn't do that. I mean, those are not things that you want to tell your child, and we always told Daniel and Selena, well, your mom was sick. She couldn't take care of you because she had some problems and she couldn't take care of herself, and that's why you're with us, because we want to love you and take good care of you. And that's always been good enough until now, We always say in an ideal world, kids need a mom and a dad that they're born to. That's the best thing, if that's their mom and their dad, that's who they should be with, but that we don't live in an ideal world. And the reality is that kids need parents that love them, whether it's one parent or two parent, you know. That's not the argument I really want to have right now. It's really more, as an adoptive parent, it can be difficult sometimes to deal with your feelings when kids start asking questions about their biological parents, because there's a part of you that gets insecure. And also, as an adoptive parent, you really struggle sometimes to give them their story in a way they can understand at a level that's age appropriate, and not give them too much, you know? Just give them little pieces of truth at a time until the day that they can really understand it, you know? And with our family, with so many foster kids who have been with us, who've been removed from their parents for reasons identical to what Selena's going through, I'm sure she's seeing that and starting to put pieces together just like Daniel already has. But we're doing the best we can. We had our conversation with her, and we're hoping it went okay. Today she gave me a great big hug after school and a kiss, and we blew kisses, and she had a great big smile on her face. And it's in those moments that I know that Selena's happy, and that's really all that counts for me. You know, being a parent isn't perfect, and we're doing the best we can, and it doesn't matter whether you're gay or straight or a single parent or transgendered or whatever kind of parent you may be. So let us know what you think, YouTube. We're here to hear what you have to say too. You're a part of our family, so welcome to the family conversation. Good job.
And I believe that our love will fight its way through the current as the waves crash down.